In my last video, I talked to you about taking more time off and the importance behind having more vacation time built into your budget and your schedule. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to mentally prepare your clients and to just prepare them in general logistically about going away. Talk about this stuff in your informed consent. Your informed consent is your most important frame of reference in your practice. It's allowing you to kind of talk about all of your policies, procedures, expectations, talk about your rates, etc. And for your client to have a good understanding and to be really informed about the decisions that they're making to enter this relationship. So building your time off policy into your informed consent, talking about the fact of I'm going to be away X amount of days or weeks this year. I just need you to know that. And here are the ways that we're going to go over crisis policy and procedure. You should have a crisis procedure policy in place anyway in private practice. A good understanding about who your crisis providers are in town and how your clients can access them. You should have those messages at the end of your email, your voicemails, etc. No different with taking time off. I like to go over my crisis policy a couple of times a year, especially when I'm getting ready to go on a vacation or extended period of absence. So I always want to ensure that, one, my client is in a place where emotionally they're doing okay. That doesn't mean they have to be flourishing, but that means that they can't be in a constant state of crisis. And if so, they probably need a higher level of care than private practice anyway. So checking in with your clients throughout the year is really important, and it's just something that should be protocol and standard procedure. I like to talk about, hey, I'm going to be leaving in 2 to 3 weeks for this amount of time. I just wanted to let you know in an appropriate amount of time and give you an advance notice. They're, 99% of the time they say, okay, that's fine. Where are you going? You having a good time? Great. But there are some times where people are like a little bit apprehensive, or you can sense the anxiety. And that's when you really want to reassure your clients that you're going to take time off and you're going to give them not only a local crisis number for them to have access to, but you also want to give them a list of 2 to 3 names of local therapists who have availability, take their insurance if they have insurance, and work with their issues that they're struggling with. I always encourage my clients to have provider choice. So in this instance, it's if you'd like a provider who has more time and availability and isn't taking as much vacation time, here are 2 or 3 names of people who have openings, take your insurance, and work with said issue or diagnosis. That way you're giving the clients a choice. I then follow that up with encouraging them, if they do decide to call one of those providers and they enjoy that work or they like the relationship or it feels really comfortable to them, to then transition over and to start working with that person full time. Again, provider choice is really important. I think a reason that we don't do these things is that we as clinicians and therapists really struggle with almost this codependency of this belief system that our clients need us in order to be successful, or our clients need us in order to thrive or function. To some extent, your clients rely on you at times to help them through very difficult moments in life and to get back to a place where they can function appropriately or in a healthy way. And sometimes that's just looking like getting out of bed and going to work. Needless to say, your clients should not rely on you. Your clients should not depend on you. And you should not have the mentality that my clients can't be okay if I'm not around. That's very codependent and it's very enabling. And it's really not teaching your clients to use healthy coping skills. I always think about my job in private practice and in all therapeutic work that I am working myself out of a job. My goal is not to be more involved in your life, but to be less involved in your life, to empower you to make decisions, to use your coping skills and your resources the way that you know how to. So I know that some therapists may take offense with that thought process, but I really believe that you should not be trying to enable your clients to depend on you to be able to get through their day or their week. So I really want to encourage you to start thinking about it that way. Now, in terms of taking time off, you need to ensure that you have good out of the office messages in place on your voicemail, in place on your email. You want your emails forwarded, obviously, for an out of the office message, but you want to be really clear about when you'll be out until and how you'll be responding to emails, phone calls, text messages, etc. in your absence, if at all. So if you're not going to be responding to any communication, and I encourage you not to, then I would have a message that says, I am out of the office from this day to this day. I will be responding to all emails, text messages, and phone calls on this day, right? So really just having appropriate boundaries, really setting the tone for yourself to be able to take that time away without feeling guilty or overly responsible to return phone calls, reply to emails, reply to text messages. You are setting healthy boundaries not only for yourself, but for your clients. You're modeling healthy behavior. You're also, again, not allowing for that dynamic to build up where they rely upon you. They should not be reliant upon you for their well-being. You are a resource in their lives and a support system. And for some people, you may be the only support system, and I get that. But at the same time, teaching them to empower, to assert, to use their resources, to use their skills, to really empower them as human beings. So I just want to really reiterate that. But again, your informed consent process is huge. Communication throughout the therapeutic relationship is really big, checking in about how the relationship is feeling, if it's feeling useful, safe, secure, and really encouraging provider choice, because a lot of clients don't feel comfortable saying, you know what, this isn't really working for me, or I don't really enjoy this style or this communication or whatever. And that's okay. But we don't need to be in that mindset where we can't relinquish that, or we feel like the scarcity mentality comes over us when we start to have these conversations. I know a lot of insecurity can come up in terms of, am I a good therapist? Am I doing the right thing? But really, by empowering your clients to have provider choice, you're being a fantastic therapist, and one that they probably haven't experienced before. So once again, have a good crisis protocol in place. Make sure your clients know the numbers, know the contacts, how to access them, and also have 2 or 3 therapists in town that take similar insurances or private pay and work with similar issues, who have openings, who you know will call them back. That's important too. And I'll go over calling clients back in a different video. I wish I didn't even have to make one about that. But needless to say, this is a really important topic, and I hope that you're able to do this and start putting these pieces in place and taking more time off for yourself. Have a great day.